Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's good to be back, and we're going to do a one pot meal today. Very simple and very easy to do. We're going to be cooking corned beef brisket with cabbage and homemade cornbread. So cooker, I cut away this fat from this brisket. I washed it. I use these scissors, meat cutters. And right now we're going to just put the seasoning pack that comes along with it. And the brand is, if you can see that, corned beef brisket. All right, and we're going to start by seasoning. We're going to pour that right down into that. Let me come closer. Right down into that brisket on one side. Flip it over. That's the pack that comes with it, okay? But I also add my own seasoning. So we're going to do it in steps, like I said. I have that on there, and I'm going to cut this lemon. Just for the lemon juice. I scored it like that. And I'm just going to pinch it out, get all those juices over that brisket. Okay? Like so, like that. Okay, I have here some sofrito, goyo sofrito. It's a seasoning base. It has paprika, onion, it's got soybean oil, salt, cilantro, spices, garlic powder, a whole bunch of other stuff in it. But I like it because it gives, it helps to lock in the flavor in your meat with all these unique spices. So I like to use it from time to time. Not all the time, but it's going to work perfect here. And I'm only going to eyeball in enough to just cover that beef at the top. Not too much because I don't want to over season, because I'm still going to put in my other vegetables. I'm going to rub that on. Like that. Okay, and I'm going to crank this up. I'm going to crank it up on high, and I'm going to let it get going. I'm going to cover it just like that. Let it get going. The pot starting to heat up now. So I'm going to take this water and I'm going to pour it in. I have a picture of water because I want to add it slowly throughout the cooking process. And you just want to put enough in here to come to the top of that brisket. Like that. Cover it and give it time, guys. Okay, it's been about 2 hours. And though the brisket has been cooking for 2 hours, it's still not ready because we're using a slow cooker. I just wanted you to see that. And I'm just gonna prep now for the brisket. I'm gonna chop with you now some vegetables. That's gonna be going in there as well. I have some snack pack celery. They come in this pack and they're about this long. Some baby carrots already in here. I'm gonna wash those off. All washed up. I'm just gonna, the celery comes prepared already, like pre-chopped and everything. So I'm just gonna get it to the size that I want it to be in the brisket. I have about 10 of them that I'm using. You can use however many you want. I'm doing like a medium chop on them. What I want to come out is the flavor of the celery. You could even chop 2 at a time, 3 at a time, whatever you want to do. Okay. This will be the amount of celery that you're going to add to your dish. And then I'm just going to put baby carrots in. Make sure you don't have any spots that you don't want on the carrots, and add those in like that. I'm going to add some salt and allow this to continue to cook, and we'll be back in a couple of hours to check on it. Hi guys, this is what the corned beef brisket looks like. See that lean in it is tender, but not as tender as it's gonna get. I'm gonna just chop into it. Before I add my cabbage. And that cuts really easy. Got a little resistance, so we know it's not quite done, but look at that color on that. Now continue to cook like that. And I'm going to start cutting this cabbage. Now, I've already scored out around this center part. I want that out because it's very bitter. And I'll cut around it. Just so like that. And that's as close as I'm gonna get to the center of this. And you can go lower if you want, but for me, I don't want any of the bitter taste that's coming from that core to be in my food. I'm gonna make big chops of my cabbage. Like that, because this is gonna all fall apart like that. Anything that's on the outside that you don't like, you can just remove it and not use it, like any bruising of the cabbage. Now it looks like a lot, but this cabbage is going to cook down so much. It's going to reduce a lot. And that's why I have the big Crockpot or slow cooker that I started with. That I have all this in. There's also this big piece of vein. I don't want to use that either. Okay. And that's how we cut the cabbage. I'm going to go ahead and put that into my colander for rinse. And now that that has been, the cabbage has been thoroughly rinsed or washed into my pot. I have some dill, some chopped onions, some parsley leaves and basil leaves in here. And I'm going to use my mortar in a minute to crush those down. I'm also going to put in this cabbage, some Maggi bouillon, that was, I guess, about a tablespoon. I don't measure anything. I have to eyeball it. And this is onion powder. Like that. And I'm going to replace the lid until I get these flavorful vegetables in there as well. And now that I'm finished mortaring my ingredients of the onion, the parsley, the dill, and the minced garlic, and basil leaves, all fresh. I'm going to put that right into the pot. I'm not going to add any more water to this because the water level is about there. See that? And then you just push everything down as far as you can get it and recover it. Little taste test. Oh yeah, that's gonna come out real nice. All right, we're gonna start on the cornbread right now. Let's move that to one side because I need you to see what I'm doing. I'm gonna do my cornbread inside of this cast iron skillet. I have all-purpose flour, corn milk, the buttermilk corn milk, kosher salt, buttermilk. I've got sugar and Clabber Girl baking soda with melted butter. I'm going to start with about a cup and a half maybe okay, cup and a half of cornmeal, cup and a half flour, well, I'll say a cup and a third is good enough with the flour, cup and a third. My family likes sweet cornbread, so yeah, I'm adding sugar, about a cup of sugar. 1 cup sugar. I also put in about a teaspoon of salt because I don't know why my mother, my grandfather, they showed me how they put that in their way, so that's what I do. And then about a half teaspoon of the Clabber Girl baking, maybe a little more teaspoon of Clabber Girl baking soda. I mean baking powder, not soda, baking powder. I'm going to add my butter. A cup and a half of the buttermilk. And 2 eggs, which I'm going to grab just in a second. I'm going to put that all together, whip that up for you, and let you see the texture of the mix. I have my mixer plugged up, and I'm just going to submerge it and put it on low. This mixes is faster and using your hand however you can. Whatever way it's best, easier for you to get it mixed up. I added my eggs in there, 2 eggs. And this consistency is thick. So I'm going to take some water and slowly pour it in. See that blender, that mixer notices the liquid. It adjusts to that. When it runs over a lumpy patch, it'll change speed all by itself. So you just keep mixing until you receive the desired texture, and keep adding water slowly by slowly. I think I'm where I need to be with the water. I'm going to let the mixer do the rest. It looks like cake mix. You know when it's ready, when it's smooth and the lumps are not visible anymore. Keep it submerged in the bowl till you're ready to pull out. Don't just pull out because you'll get batter all over the place. You want to turn that, that's a smooth blend, and you want to turn that off and then raise it up. Okay? Now, inside of my skillet here, I'm going to put some olive oil, just enough to coat the bottom of my pan. Like that. That's all you need. And grab your bowl with the spoon, and you see how that pours? That's the consistency. Like so, like that. I didn't preheat my oven, so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to go right in at 400 degrees. So when that oven preheats, I'm going to place this inside the oven and let it cook until it's done, approximately 20 minutes or so. Check on it, eyeball it, and we'll stick a fork in it and see if it's done after 20 minutes. Allow for about 5 minutes for the gas oven to heat up. It might take a little more if you're using a electric convection oven. Okay. It's been about 20 to 22 minutes. I'm going to check that cornbread. I can smell it, and my timer just went on. We kind of want to keep the bake open Take that, I'm gonna put it back into the oven. And just, the oven is off now. I'm gonna let that simmer in the oven. On high. We're gonna let that go till about another hour, and then that should be all done. Check this dish that we have been cooking for what seems like forever. Oh yeah. And that looks delicious. Smells so good. Okay, the first thing I want to do here is just take out a small piece of the corned beef. And I want to taste it. So I'm going to slice out a small piece. That is delicious. All right. Well, this is ready to serve, so let's go ahead. And plate this. Right about there. Couple chunks of that corned beef on there. Okay. I'm gonna slice that cornbread now. That's 4. 6 and 8 pieces. 8 pieces of that cornbread. Right down on that plate. Take some dry parsley. Shake that on there just a little bit for color and presentation. And this, guys, is what it looks like. And there you have it. It took a long time to prepare this meal because I chose to do it on a slow cooker, which takes about half that time in a on top of the stove in a pot. This was my way because I had some errands to run and it was an easy way to prepare today's meal. And so I hope you like it. If you do like it, hit that like button down below, that thumbs up, the notification up there, the notifications button so you can be notified whenever I make a video, and hit that subscribe button right below this video and give me the support that I need. Thanks for watching, guys. You have a great day.